So, what's up, guys? This is like the second episode of this podcast that I'm doing. Well, I'm actually not expecting a second episode, but since I have like 9 subscribers on YouTube, and I feel like I can't just leave them without any content. I'm gonna I'm gonna be covering some topics today. I I just had someone on Twitter send me a clip like asking me to he's asking me to watch this interview by Muhyiddin Yassin about our latest COVID report because of a tweet that I just made. Okay, so what was that tweet? Let's see. I tweeted here to in response to this guy named Nick Nazmi. Sorry, I don't know who all this guy is. I try not to follow a lot of politic issues because they are a waste of time. Yeah, these people are just like power struggling all the way, so they don't concern much of their time on how to manage the country better and all that. So why should we give them so much attention? So I try not to follow lots of these politic people. But anyway, so what this Nick Nazmi said in the tweet was, he said, "Maaf, tapi satu kematian dah terlalu banyak." So just going by the tweet itself, because he was not quoting anyone or retweeting anyone, so I'm just looking at the tweet on its own, and that's what he said. So he's saying, sorry, one death is one death too many. Okay, I get what he means. So my response was, you cannot have a more unrealistic view towards life than this kind of view, this kind of approach. I mean, what do you mean by one death is one death too many? I mean, we go out every day. We 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 interact with the environment, with the people, with all the elements in around our environment. Yeah, there is a lot of risk. Okay, a risk of getting run down by a car, a risk of something falling on your head and hit you, a risk of somebody just walking around next to you and then sneeze in your face and all that. I mean, we face risk every day. And we have somehow, so far, even before COVID, this COVID thing happened, we have accepted all those risks, right? And we just go about our daily lives, accepting those risks. Maybe we don't really focus on them, but we do know it's there. The moment we walk out of the door, even when we are in the house, a plane might just crash and land right on top of your roof. You don't know that, right? But these are all risks in life. You cannot just focus on a damn virus and then decide that I'm just gonna stay at home and not do anything and isolate myself from the world. How long are you gonna do that, right? How long? For how long are you gonna cover up in your four walls and not do anything, just watching Netflix all day, right? I mean, you cannot do that. It's impossible to carry on doing that for an extended time without going crazy. Okay, that's what I think. Okay, and so what happened was my Twitter friend asked me, right? What did he say? Oh yeah, he said this. Did you watch Moo's live telecast just now? If yes, then you wouldn't be seeing this. So somehow what I've tweeted should, according to him, be responding in context to what Muhyiddin Yassin had said during his interview earlier. Yeah, he was streaming it, I guess. So the thing is, I've never watched a single COVID-19 briefing from either DG Hisham or from Muhyiddin or from anyone, because most of these politicians, especially in Malaysia, if you have known and followed my Twitter, you know I don't trust what they are saying because they don't follow what the scientific data is that is available out there. no, they are following all this nonsense like lockdowns and all these SOPs, all the silly SOPs. If you look at the SOPs, it's a parody on our life. They are basically using they're basically using us as like as their comedic material in their sitcom, in their stand-up comedian show. Like literally, if you go through every one of their SOPs, like for example, just a few hours back, I've gone through one of these announcements saying you have to go and report to the police if you are going for emergency services in the hospital. You can't go more silly than that. If it's an emergency services, do you think you still think I have got time to like go to the police station and tell him, oh, I really need to go into the accident ward or the trauma ward because I just lost my leg or my left leg in an accident. You do you understand how stupid the whole thing is? I mean, there's more to it. I just cannot spend so much time like describing all of it. But if you go through the SOPs, you will see something funny. But unfortunately, it's also very sad. They are using us. They are using us to play. They are playing a joke on our life. Okay, basically that's what it is. All these SOPs. If you can't see it, if you can't see it now, I don't know how much more SOPs they have to do to make you see it. Like what they are doing with these SOPs is just nonsense, absolute nonsense, right? So let's go back to what Teenage Khan was saying just now. Yeah, he's a Twitter friend. I have nothing against anyone. Okay, so basically I'm just trying to explain what I'm trying to say. So I told him I've never watched any of those interviews. So I'm just stating a fact. We go through life by accepting the risk factors of our actions, like what I just said earlier, right? So from the data that we have already known, we young and healthy individuals, adults, especially those below 45 years old, we have like 99.7% survival rate from this virus. So you're telling me if I know this data and I still go about hiding in the room, not going out, staying at home, lock myself up, not going about my life. I mean, what if I'm going to die next month and this is how I end my life? Oh man, this is going to be so damn sad, right? Anyway, so then he said something like, then please watch the speech before concluding about your tweet. All right. So again, I'm glad he brought this up, okay? Because most of the time, people give their opinions without considering the context. Like I really, it really bugs me, right? Like when I say something, and like people cut off an excerpt from what you say, and they just use their own interpretation without considering under what context did you say that thing. So yeah, so that thing bugs me. So when he said that, then I'm like, okay, maybe I'm really missing something from what I've read from this Nick Nazmi's tweet. So what I did was, I'm gonna tell myself, okay, since I'm not gonna do something that I don't like people doing, like reading things out of context, for the first time, I'm gonna watch an interview by our Prime Minister, like what has he got to say about this COVID-19 thing in his latest stream. So when I open up YouTube and I saw this, it's like 1 hour. 1 hour, this better be good, okay? Because in this 1 hour, I can do a lot of other things which is more productive. But anyway, since I already started this tweet and I'm not going to let this one off easily, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch it, and I did watch it, and finally I realized that what he was referring to should be in the 49th to 50th minute of the clip. Okay, so I cut it out, and I believe that was what Teenage wanted me to see. Like that is what our Prime Minister said in context of the issue at hand. Okay, so this thing is about 30 seconds.
Tetapi bagi kerajaan, kita tidak mau melihat satu orang pun nyawa rakyat Malaysia ini terkorban. A single life lost is lost to the nation. Sebab itu saya ambil kira seorang mati pun, anak ke, ibu tua ke, bapa ke meninggal, itu satu kos yang tinggi bagi negara. So lebih baik kita ambil langkah preemptif dan kita ambil tindakan sebegini ialah untuk nak menentukan nasib nyawa rakyat kita itu akan sentiasa terpeliharaan.
So, okay, after I watched that, I don't think it changed anything. It didn't change anything of what I have initially said. Okay, every life is valuable, no doubt. There's no doubt. You cannot use. It's very foolish and unrealistic to use a monetary figure to attach to a life. Okay, nobody's life can be measured in monetary terms or in financial terms. That's just a foolish way to measure life. You don't measure life like that. Okay, it's not a quantitative measure. It's a qualitative measure. Okay, right. So a truly lived life is not one that is focused on avoiding COVID-19 and all the other risks involved. Simple as that, right? You cannot live your life trying to avoid death. There's more to life than avoiding death. We have to accept that. Okay, of course, certain things are more riskier. Like people who work in a very dangerous environment, like on an oil rig or washing the windows of KLCC tower. Of course, these people are putting their life at a much higher risk than someone like me who is in an office, comfortable with an aircon, with a nice chair, right? With coffee, very comfortable, very comfortable environment. So those guys washing windows of the KLCC Twin Towers, those guys are putting their life at risk. But of course, I can tell you those people are probably earning more money than me. Why? Because they are taking the risk that most of us don't take. And why are they doing that? Because they want to quickly amass a fortune so that they can do something else. I'm sure they won't be doing it until like they are in their 50s and 60s. So while they still can do it, they figure out, okay, I'm going to take this risk. So I'm going to make as much money as I can within the next 3 to 5 years, provided I do not fall off the damn leaf that is hanging me, during the strong wind or whatever, or rain, heavy rain, and all that. So they took all these risks. So life is about taking risks. It's not about avoiding death. All of us have to choose, right? Some of us choose to be in a safer environment. Like me, you can call me a coward compared to the guy who is washing window panes and working on an oil rig platform and or something like that. Yeah, everybody have to choose their risk in their life. So, and now because of this COVID thing, and everybody is like paranoid and become so scared of the whole thing that suddenly the evaluation of risk and the reasoning of like how of the risk that they are taking is like just gone out the window. Like I have no idea why. It's like they cannot think logically. Like is it really that dangerous and all that? Okay, so if you have been following my tweet and you have seen all the experts and scientists that I have been quoting, yeah, which I really urge you to like really look at it, I think you will have a better understanding of how risky this thing is. So, and as I'm saying this, I think it's 12:26 in the morning, yeah, and I think we are in this CMCO thing. So you see, we are in this CMCO thing. You really think this is something that the government has introduced to curb the spread of the virus? You can't be that naive, right? How is that all this CMCO thing all coincides with major development in the political scene? You have to see the link. I'm not trying to tell you to make you feel like all this thing is so conspiratorial. It is not. It is all planned out. It is all last minute because these politicians are struggling with power up there. This government, this so-called backdoor government, it's not a stable government. They have been doing this just to stay in power. All this CMCO, RMCO, whatever, EMCO thing, whatever, yeah, all that. So that's what I have to say. So I'm glad, our friend Tinesh sent me this sent me this reply to my tweet, and it makes me motivated to record this second episode. So I guess that's what I want to say today, and that's all for now, and hope everyone has a great CMCO for the next 2 weeks. Thanks and bye.